Hello, my name is Brian Gould, and I am a colleague of Madeline's here at WGBH NCAM, the National Center for Accessible Media. And what I'm going to be demoing for you today is CADET, our caption and description editing tool, which is a piece of software that we created here at WGBH. WGBH is the creator of captions for television that we invented way back in the early 1970s, also audio description or audio narration for television. And we produce captions and descriptions every day here at WGBH in our production unit. But we know that there's many times when a video needs to be described and you may not be putting it up on YouTube or putting it up on Vimeo or another online video streaming service. And how do you caption it? You can spend thousands of dollars and buy professional captioning software, but that's not always the best solution. And you could temporarily put it privately up on YouTube and use their captioning tools, but we think that this is a good alternative. We've also, over the last couple of years, put in some neat little features and updates into CADET. So it's becoming a fairly powerful tool for creating captions and descriptions. It's also completely free. It's also a web-based application. So what that means is you download CADET itself and a little helper tool called Node, and that's very easy. And then you start it up and you can start captioning and describing, and I'll go through both of those processes in a second. I need to tell you that this works on Mac, this works on PC, this even works on Linux, and it works on all web browsers. Okay, so the first example I'm going to give is I'm going to go ahead and open some captions for a video that I have locally on my hard drive. So let's go ahead and just play, and you can see what captions on CADET look like.
This blade has a dark past. It has shed much innocent blood. You're a fool for traveling alone so completely unprepared. You're lucky your blood's still flowing.
Okay, obviously we have a few errors in our captions here, but we will go ahead and fix that in just a moment. In fact, I can do that here. All of your typical text features are here, including cut and paste and editing and all those sorts of things. And I can just say, I know that instead of "you're lucky your wookeg is still flowing," it's "your blood is still flowing." And you can see that CADET is rendering the captions on the fly as I make those changes, just like that. Okay, so how would I do something like this? This is the end result. How would I do this from the beginning? Okay, so here we have a new caption project. I've opened the media, which is this. I've already done it. I've already queued us up to where we need to be. So let's go ahead. Now, typically, the way you would write captions is to write the transcript first. You would write, essentially, you would watch the program, listen to each line of dialogue, and write it down in the captions, and then do the timing later, and I'll show you exactly what that process looks like here. Okay, we'll go ahead and hit play.
This blade has a dark past.
Okay, so I've paused it, and I'm using a combination of on-screen buttons here and keyboard commands. All of those are explained in the help documentation. So this blade has a dark past. And I will go ahead and double carriage return, and that gives me a new caption instance. And we'll go ahead and play again.
It has shed much innocent blood.
It has shed much. Okay, so what we need to do is time these out so that we know when we want these captions to appear. So we'll go back to the beginning of this scene, and We'll go ahead and hit play, and I'm just going to hit a keyboard command, and that is going to populate the start time here. And we know we have caption 1, caption 2, start time, end time. Oh, and it will not be necessary to put an end time in for every caption, because Cadet's smart enough to know that if there's no end time, it will hold that caption up on the screen until the next start time comes up, and then it will remove one caption and load the next one. When you would need an end time is if you have someone saying something, if you said it has shed much innocent blood, and then there was no caption for 10 seconds or something like that. You wouldn't want that caption lingering on the screen, so you would go ahead and put an end time, and Cadet will then remove the caption when it's necessary, or when you've told it to. So let's go ahead and play.
This blade has a dark past. It has shed much innocent blood.
And it's as simple as that. All I've done is hit a keyboard command as it goes. I've thrown in the start times, and there we have it. If that's my entire script and I'm all done, I can go ahead and export it to a variety of caption types: WebVTT, SRT, QuickTime TTML, and everything else you could possibly imagine. So here's a completed description script, audio narration script, for this movie we've been watching, Sintel. And we have each instance of description, a start time and end time. Cadet is telling us how long the pause time is, how much we've written, and whether or not we go over. And we have an audio cue for the narrator to know when they should begin speaking, which is upon fade up. And then they will read, "In animation, mist hangs over snow-capped mountains." And we have a variety of export styles. We can go right to description script, and that gives you a very nice, clean readout with start times, end times, your audio cue, and your description in nice bold text for your narrator to read. Okay, I think I've shown you most of what Cadet can do with captions and descriptions. I have one more trick up my sleeve, and that is to show you presentation mode. This is for the situation where you have a video and you want to show it usually with description, but you haven't had time to record a description script, for example. So let's do that. We're going to turn our captions off because this is specifically about descriptions, and we'll go ahead and just play.
In animation, mist hangs over snow-capped mountains. Our view weaves among the craggy peaks. Titles appear. The Blender Foundation presents the Jury an Open Movie Project, a Blender Institute production. This film was supported by the Netherlands Film Fund. On a ridge, a figure trudges through the snow, using a long pole to steady her steps. The slim teenage girl leans into the wind, clutching her leather collar close around her neck. A bandit attacks. The girl blocks his spear with her pole. It breaks in half.
Exciting! For many reasons. Not only is Sintel attacked by a bandit, but we had actual description being spoken to us. How did that happen? Well, I am good at accents, but not that good. What Cadet is doing is reaching out to a text-to-speech engine, an open source one, and in real time rendering the text that you have here in your description area and rendering it in speech. And what presentation mode allows you to do is to present the video with that type of description, if that's what works for you. And so you don't have to have a human go in and record it. Now you are limited here because this is for live presentation only. There's no way to record that voice. But if you have Cadet, you can use it as a presentation tool. The only other thing I want to show you is that you can do all of those things not only with a video that's housed locally, but with one that is already online. We'll go ahead and open a URL, and we'll go to YouTube. And now there's just a hole in CADET that is playing, that has inserted this YouTube player in it. And we'll go ahead and play. And no surprise to anyone, it's Sintel. And now I can use this YouTube video to create my captions or descriptions. CADET will create all the time codes that you will need for that, and overlay, so I can just write captions begin here, and I can rewind, and I can go ahead and play. And there we have it. So it will create the captions here. Now this is just overlaying the captions there. It's not actually on YouTube with the captions that I'm writing. Of course, you would have to export these captions and then put them back together in YouTube. But if it's a video that you have created or you have the rights to, CADET is a nice alternative to the caption editing experience that YouTube offers. One other production process you could use is that if you have a video that you do have up on YouTube, you could use Google's automated captioning process to create sort of a first pass script. You know there's going to be mistakes, and you know that the timing might be a little off. So you can use that. You can download it and inhale it into CADET and use CADET to clean it all up, because it's an alternative to the YouTube caption editing environment. So I think that's it for CADET.